Hi, heroes! I'm so excited to talk to you today about this topic. I have my mini ears because today I have a spell for everyday magic for you, and it is to embrace your fandom. Okay. I share spells for everyday magic on my social media channels on my Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest, mostly. And they're just thoughts, mindset shifts that can help you bring your magic into your everyday life. And I wanted to share this one in particular today, just because I think it's an easy shift we can all make to bring more of our magic into our lives. And I'm so excited. So I want to just share. I want to start with talking about my story, my fandom. So I've been a Disney fan my whole life. I've always been inspired by what Walt Disney created, right? Like, how did this person do this? And it's not just anything that he created, right? It's that he created entertainment that was all centered around hopes, magic, and dreams, those beautiful human emotions. And not only that, that it's thriving, it has thrived and it is thriving, which says to me, that I'm not the only one who think that these things matter, right? That hope, magic, and dreams matter, that this part of humanity matters, that there are a lot of other people who are willing to put their money down to engage with this entertainment because they love that feeling also of knowing, of being inspired to feel those feelings, hope, magic, and dreams, those feelings of hope and magic and dreaming, believing in dreaming, and that dreams come true, right? That I'm not the only one. That other people want that, and to me that inspires me so much. That is part of humanity, and that's a beautiful part of humanity to me. So anyway, I've been a huge fan of Walt Disney and the Disney Company and all of that for my whole life. Um, and then I found coaching, life coaching, where I learned the foundation of my coaching practice is that it's not our circumstances, it's our thoughts that create our feelings, actions, and results, and that your thoughts are optional. So you can create whatever feelings, action, results you want in your life at any point in time. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, wait, I can create the feelings that I have when I engage with Disney whenever? Like, what do you mean? Like I don't have to go to Disney. And listen, heroes, friends, I'm not saying don't engage with your fandom in this podcast. What I'm trying to say is that we can learn from the things we love, that we're passionate about, that we're so passionate about, that we're super fans of. We can learn about our minds from them. We can continue to engage with them and continue to learn about our minds from them. And then bring what we learn about our minds into our everyday life and bring that more into our fandoms. So I'm not saying don't go to the parks. I'm just saying it's not actually the parks. It's not actually the Disney stuff that's causing you to feel your magic. Okay, and again, magic, your unique magic, are those internal thoughts that help empower, enable, and help you, right? The root term of magic is mag from 4500 BC, and it means to empower, enable, help. So we can have magic thoughts that the thoughts help us feel empowered, enabled, or helped. And our emotions can be magic too, right? There are certain emotions that empower, enable, help us, like joy, like passion, like all of the things that our fandoms do for us, right? That we feel when we engage with our fandoms. So upon realizing this, I thought I have to create my coaching practice because if you've never heard me say it, it was essentially that realization of the like fundamental shift from like I have to search for those feelings to I create those feelings. And that changed my life, friends. And I think that that can change a lot of other people's lives. Um, not putting down fandom or anything like that, but embracing fandom, right? Like this is a beautiful gift that your mind has given you. There's this amazing quote from Walt Disney, like to succeed, work hard, never give up, and above all, cherish a magnificent obsession. So your brain, if you're a fandom, has given you this amazing gift, this magnificent obsession. And why not embrace it? Why not learn from it? Why not invite it in its full force into your everyday, into your life, into your everyday life, right? Like learn about your brain from it and then train your brain to bring more of that fandom, more of that magic into your everyday life. That is embracing your fandom. That is embracing being a fan. This is the spell for everyday magic. So, how do we do this? Right? First off, I just want you to take a minute to reflect, ask yourself, what are you telling yourself about your fandom right now? Like, really just honest with yourself. Like, are you embracing it? Are you putting it down? Are you scared of it? Are you worried that it makes you different and weird? And, are you internalizing those opinions of other people, right? This is what our brain does. So it's completely 100% normal not to want to be different, right? There's the survival part of our brain that wants us to fit in because not fitting in is a risk to our survival, used to be when we lived in caves and we needed other people um, to survive. We needed other people to gather food for us. We needed to be communal. We don't, community is important. I'm not saying community is important, but we don't need that same level of communal support for survival anymore. So all of this survival part of our brain that's so afraid of being ostracized and being different is not really relevant anymore, right? Like we can completely 100% embrace those, what makes us different, what gives us our unique magic, and we don't have to worry about our survival anymore. Sometimes, I mean, there's still a lot of prejudice and there's still a lot of all of that is like very real threat. So I'm not saying if you're afraid to let out a certain part of you that that's not a valid concern, right? I'm just saying that that comes from the survival part of our brain, and the higher thinking part of our brain knows that that's not true anymore, at least the level of when we were living in caves, right? Like it knows that difference isn't a threat to our survival on that level. And so, um, it just takes bringing awareness. Like, am I scared of my fandom for that reason? Like, am I telling myself that I shouldn't be different when it's totally fine to be different in this way in this day and age, right? Like, and that's just a thought. That's a lie that my survival brain is telling me. Um, so just notice, like, I did not really realize that I was doing this, right? But when I started to do research for this company, for coaching fantasy fans and theme park fans, I realized, like, I found this amazing, expressive group of people online, right? And I was like, that is me. I want to be like, right? Like I am that much of a fan. It's okay. Like I just saw myself reflected and I saw the level of fandom that I was not letting myself get to. And I realized it was because I was internalizing these thoughts like, oh, it's weird. Oh, people, nobody's gotten it my whole life, right? Like I've always been that fan, like the biggest fan. But that's just because I was around people who it's not their thing, right? And that's okay, but I made it mean that I was weird and I shouldn't like it as much as I do. And I should just that it couldn't be part of my life, my everyday life, right? Like that it had to exist in those few times that I engaged with it, that it existed outside of me. Right. It's a still like overarching belief that I had, like I have to chase my passion and my dreams, and I can only have them when I'm engaging with those things. And that I shouldn't bring it into my everyday. I shouldn't be any crazier of a fan than I already am, right? And I've always admired people in my life who just let themselves be as crazy of a fan as they wanted, as they were, like truly were. I've always internally thought like that is so cool. I wish I could do that. And like being able to embrace that and just like be as creative and excited and have as much love and passion for these things as I really do has been such an amazing experience. So first, I just want you to notice what you're telling yourself about your fandom and ask yourself, is that what you want to be telling yourself? Like, how is that making you feel? What are those feelings? What actions are those feelings causing? And what results is that bringing into your life? And is that thought pattern serving you? Um, and if it's not, a way to work towards bringing more of what you do want into your everyday life, your unique magic, is to, okay, this podcast is being released on Self-Care Sunday. And I just want to encourage you, as part of your Self-Care Sunday routine today, to engage with your fandom, right? And whatever it is that you that helps you feel empowered and able to help, or helps you feel an emotion that empowers, enables, and helps you. Um, if you're a fan, you know what that is. You know what your fandom is, like whether that's a certain book series, like read some of it, right? If it's a movie, you watch that movie. If it's a theme park and you can go. And notice while you're engaging with your fandom what you're feeling. Like, give it a name. Is it joy? Is it passion? Is it delight? Is it magic? Just give it a name. Try to name it with as much accuracy as you can. And then take a step back and ask yourself, what is in between that fandom and your feeling? What thought? What are you making that fandom mean that is inspiring that thought for you? And really work at it, at naming that thought. Take out any that's, this is like, I love this, like, okay, be more specific. What is this? What is the this that is causing that feeling? And make sure the thought and the feeling line up. Like, oh yes, this is the thought that is causing this feeling for me. You found a bit of your unique magic, your fandom magic, and by identifying it, you are embracing it, right? You are using your fandom to embrace it. And by training your brain to use that neural pathway more often, you can feel that same feeling in your everyday life more often, and you can feel it more about your fandom, right? It's like a happy snowman snowball effect, yeah? So the way to start training your brain to use that neural pathway more is to start refocusing your mind on it. And the way I recommend doing this for this next week, just try it for a week, is to, you can choose something to remind you to focus your brain on it. So like every time you get in the car, every time you take a sip of water, every time you look at your emails, whatever it is, choose something that you do fairly regularly. And every time you do that, remind yourself just to focus on that thought for a moment, right? Whatever that thought or group of thoughts that you've found that is inspired by your fandom, that creates that magic, that empowerment, and whether it's the passion, the delight, those feelings, or whether the feeling is actually empowered, whatever that thought pattern is, and refocus your mind on it for as long as you've got, as long as you want to. And it's that continually refocusing your mind on it that's going to use that neural pathway more often. And then the more you do this, the more you will see that your brain just starts automatically using that pathway in response to everyday circumstances and your fandom more. So this is a spell for everyday magic, I promise. I'd love to know how it's, if you're going to try this, how it goes for you, what you find about engaging with your fandom. What is your thought? What is your unique magic thought? And then if you're trying to implement that, like practice it in your everyday life, any stumbling blocks you come upon when you're trying to do this, please email me, Caitlin@fairygodmothercoaching.com, or contact me through my website. Let's talk about it. I just hope that you are inspired to really explore the depths of your fandom, explore that magnificent obsession, figure out what your brain is telling you when you're engaging with it, and it's just amazing, right? Let's bring that energy into our everyday lives and into our fandoms more. Why not? Yeah. Have a great day. Thanks.